Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So you may very well want to take advantage of the events this week in order to prepare yourself for farming some extra astral diamonds in 2 weeks. Now before we jump into what you should be doing, make sure to check out the Wondrous Bazaar. It has a discount on a coal mote, which is very generous. 375,000 is like half the cost you're going to be spending on the auction house. Unfortunately, you can only buy one of them per your account. You can see if you check the auction house, at least on PC, these are going for basically 800,000. So you got it for less than half that. Be aware the discount will vary depending on what level of VIP you have. I currently get 25% off because of full rank 12. Otherwise it would be 500,000. Still a good deal, just be careful that the coal mote does come bound, and so you would have to go and use it personally. You can upgrade something, you can always resell it if you want to after using that, particularly an enchantment when upgrading it to legendary mythic. So let's jump back to what you should be doing this week in order to prepare yourself for earning some extra astral diamonds, and whether you even want to be doing this or not. It's just playing the game some extra in order to farm some things to sell. Ultimately, what you'll be doing is getting your hands on these epic enchanting stones, and these go for over 15,000 on PC, nearly 16,000 per piece right now, and people need a lot of these to upgrade, mainly artifacts. You need like 5 to upgrade one from legendary to mythic, and also epic artifacts you need 2 to get to legendary. Also, the new artifact sets they're releasing, you will also need these epic enchanting stones. To go from blue to purple you need 2, and from purple to legendary you need 3, and I assume you probably even need more going from legendary to mythic. I will cover this set in another video when I can actually get that thing upgraded more. But ultimately, what's so special about this week? Well, we have the ×2 currency within Dreadring. And what you want to do here is buy in the campaign store those Thayan lair keys. So you will need to get yourself currency to do this. We can buy 3 more keys, but that's it. And then on this character I only have 10 keys. You want to get upwards of 100 keys, if not more. The more you have, the more of those enchanting stones you can get. You can then go on to sell them, or you can use them personally, saving yourself the astral diamonds when you do need them in the future. So I would highly recommend you go ahead and do this. So what you should be doing then is getting that currency to get those keys, and you will use those keys later in 2 weeks time, exactly when the ×2 refining stones event occurs, and we will cover that when the event comes around. I have done so in previous times, and you can check back on those older videos, but I'll do so again as a bit of an update during that week as there's not much else going on. So we need to get ourselves currency to get more of those keys. What should you do? Well, you can simply spend genie gifts. That is probably the cheapest way, but it does actually cost you. Genie gifts don't actually come that cheap these days. They're used in all the other legacy campaigns too in order to skip like the grind. And so yeah, if you were to spend genie gifts on those, you would be spending a bit. Whereas you could probably just sell those genie gifts and turn a profit. But each genie gift you can see will give you 30 of those Vanguard scripts, so 3 more lair keys. But instead of doing that, you can go and get currency in other ways. You can go jump to the actual Dreadring zone and play the game in order to get the currency. So you will be given the opportunity, depending of course on your progress within the campaign. I would recommend completing it first. You will get these quests. So for example, Sergeant Knox is going to have a weekly quest he's going to give you, and that's going to require you to go into one of the lairs. So this one was the Dread Forge. We completed it, and we would get another quest in 3 days from him. This guy we have also completed, so hand that in. You can see we're getting some scripts there, and you'll get twice as many during this event as you would without it. But I generally wouldn't bother so much with all of these fiddly quests, other than the one Sergeant Knox would give you to head into a lair and gives you currency. You may also earn these things up here, this Thayan ciphers, which you can create Vanguard scripts here as well every day. So do that. And then instead of doing all these fiddly quests, you can very simply go to the skirmish Dread Legion. And you just farm this one over and over. And that will get you a ton of this currency. So we queue up to it. And you'll just have to, kill waves of enemies. You've probably done this many times, even if you just queued up to the random skirmish queue. Because that's what I'm doing here. I'm pulling people into this skirmish who did queue up randomly. And that way I get people to fill. You can of course do this thing solo as well. It's not that hard if you have an endgame damage dealer character. And then you just fight your boss, you kill him, and that's your skirmish over. So about like 3.5 minutes, and ultimately your reward then is 12 Vanguard scripts. So every skirmish you do is the equivalent of another key. You can just farm like that to get those Thayan keys. You can of course go and spend your bound genie gifts because what's the point in those unless you want to have them used on another character to get, say, campaign progress on those. If you want to make sure to spend, say, the bound ones instead of the actual unbound ones, you need to make sure to put the unbound ones in like your shared bank. Otherwise, for me, it was just using the unbound ones as the priority. So I'll just personally use all those rather than having to play this skirmish over and over, which can be quite boring. And then opening those bags gives me, 30 scripts. But again, only during this event. So now I can buy myself a load of extra keys there. 42. So we should be over 50 keys now. Yeah, we're at 60. So from here I can just farm more Dread Legion and we'll be good to go. Do our weekly quests in Dread Ring as well and we're good. Ultimately, what you do with those keys is you'll go to the Dread Lairs depending on the schedule. And you can see it'll drop you those enchanting stones. You can do it now, of course, but you'll only get 1 enchanting stone per drop. That is why you wait for in 2 weeks, May the 30th, you will get twice as many enchanting stones. And so you wait till that week and then farm your ass off using all of those keys you just got. On the last note, you can also go ahead and do your legacy quests. So those are within Protector's Enclave, just up here where you meet Sibella. And what you can do is to make sure to select the currency you want here for Dread Ring. So that way when you complete one of these, you're also getting double Vanguard scripts and Thayan ciphers. Each Thayan cipher is worth another 30 of those Vanguard scripts because again, you're converting each cipher just here during this week. And you can do that outside this week too. It's just best during this week. You can see I already have like 50 of them. So that'll take me forever because these take, 20 hours. With that said, thank you for watching. A special thank you to all these channel members for their added support. And we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.